She was a daughter. She was a mommy. She was a mommy. And she mattered.
Justice today for the 10-year-old Gwinnett County girl starved to death, then tossed in the trash. You just heard from a prosecutor during today's closing arguments when Tiffany Moss was found guilty of murder. But the case isn't over just yet. The jury will pick up deliberations tomorrow morning to decide on her sentence. Now, Moss faces death or life without parole or life with parole. So as a juror, how would you make that decision, and what is life like afterwards? 11 Alive's Hope Ford talked to two former jurors about how they weigh the evidence and actually come to the decisions in these very crucial life-altering cases.
Lindy Lou Eisenhood was a juror on a capital murder trial in 1994, saying the experience changed her life. Here she is giving a TED Talk on the 20 years that followed that decision.
How is my life ever going to be the same? The anger, the anxiety, the guilt, the depression, it just clung to me.
Eisenhood went on to explain she felt so much regret for the decision she made, she even visited the man they sentenced to death. I also talked to Sherry, who served on the trial of Julie Schenecker in 2015. Schenecker was convicted of killing her two children and documenting the before and after in a notebook. In this case, Sherry says they didn't have to weigh the option of death penalty over a life sentence, but they had to weigh a life sentence over a mental hospital for a reason of insanity. Since Schenecker kept a detailed journal of the crimes, Sherry says that piece of evidence by law led them to the decision to sentence her to life in prison.
Unfortunately for her, it just kept coming back around to the journal and the law. Following the law, that evidence was there for me that she was definitely guilty.
Sherry says memories of a trial can last for days, months, and in some cases, years after the verdict and sentencing. But she says she relied on her faith to deal with what she heard, and in the end, she knew the responsibility of handing over a guilty verdict and life sentence.
This woman is going to jail for the rest of her life because of a decision I was part of. But then, you know, on the other side of that is the family, the kids, that we were there to listen to the case and make the best decision that we could.
And Hope, it should be noted that death penalty cases in Georgia, they're actually pretty rare.
Yeah, the last time someone was sentenced to death was actually in Augusta in 2014.
All right, Hope, thank you so much. So 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks, and tonight you are really talking about this one. One of the most popular subjects on our 11 Alive social media pages is the death penalty. Let's see what you guys are talking about out there tonight. So more than 26,000 people have clicked on this story on our 11 Alive Facebook page, and out of hundreds of commenters out there, many of you want Tiffany Moss to get the death penalty, but nationally support for executions is falling. According to the Death Penalty Information Center, 25 people were executed in the U.S. in 2018, and just over 40 people were sent to death row. That's down dramatically from 315 in 1996. 57% of those sentences last year came from just 4 states: Texas, Florida, California, Ohio, and actually, 8 states carried out executions last year, including Georgia. So that is pretty interesting information there. All right, so we're going to have much more on this story and continue to follow this. If you want to see and get caught up with the case, go to 11alive.com, and we're going to tell you guys what's happening there with that.